Hello. Today I have a special guest I'm really excited about. This is kind of where everything begins. I'm excited to introduce Victor. Victor, I'm so excited that you are here today because you
Thank you.
play such an important role in the beauty industry, not just behind the scenes, but in helping people actually get started. You're someone who helps students navigate one of the biggest barriers, which is figuring out how to pay for school and take that first step. And I think it's so powerful because so many people have the passion, they have the talent, but they don't always know how to get in. So today I'm really excited to talk about your journey
Mhm.
and what you do at Modern Beauty School, and how you're helping change lives every single day. Welcome to Legacy Behind the Talent.
Hey, thank you, Michelle, for having me here.
Yes,
It's
I'm
an
so.
honor to be in the presence of greatness here.
Oh, you're so sweet. Maybe you could start off with just like introducing yourself and how you got into working with Modern Beauty.
Okay, so my name is Victor Ojeda. I am 41, single father of a beautiful 9-year-old. And so for the last, let's say, I spent about 17 years in the nightclub industry and other jobs, stuff, side jobs that I would do.
Mm-hmm.
Um, with that included restaurants and real estate, a little bit of everything. But in 2020, I was left with the hard choice. I was already indecisive matter because my daughter was two, she had just turned 3.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just kind of all over the place. I was a single man at the time. My ex and I were going on a custody battle. So I made a hard choice of saying, I'm either going to be a good club owner
Yeah.
or I'm going to be a good father.
Mm-hmm.
Whichever one I decide, I'm going to just have to stick to it. But I knew that if I went the good club owner, I would really neglect my duties as a father. So thankfully and unfortunately, COVID hit.
Yeah.
So we all had to close. Everybody,
So it kind of made the choice for
it
you.
made the choice easier for me,
Mm-hmm.
but it was already something that I already made up my mind for, anyways.
Mm-hmm.
And I ended up, saying I went through a midlife crisis. I was like, okay, what do I want to do? I'm not that old, but all I've always known or what I was really good at was being at the nightclubs, organizing logistically, speaking within the managers, security, and all that.
Yeah.
I said, hey, well, you know what? I went to barber school in 2015. Let me finish it off now that I
Mm-hmm.
have time. Let me try to, maybe go forward on that because guess what? The world is ending and there's two things that are still happening. Women are still shopping
Yep.
and men and both women are still getting their hair done.
Yeah.
So I had to make a choice. Which one do I want? Open up a boutique or, do something that I ended up ultimately saying, if I'm a barber, I'm working for myself.
Right.
I set my appointments. I control my situation, which is ultimately was my comfort level.
Right. From before.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
So I did. It was, one of my instructors and good friend of mine. She's actually the director at Modern Beauty Academy. She's been the director for many years. And, along my journey within my being a barber, getting my license and everything else,
Is that where you went to school? Was that Modern Beauty?
no,
Okay.
I actually went in 2015, I went to Little Ross. I
Okay.
did not finish it, but then I was able to realize that I can go abroad and, finish off my school in Mexico and just revalidate my studies out here.
Okay.
Mm.
So is that what you did? Okay.
That's actually what I did, which was very helpful because I can do weekend classes. I can do, I had time.
Okay.
There was flexibility on my ways.
So when someone is like in that kind of situation where they went to school but then dropped out, do they have to redo all their hours again, or can they do kind of something what you did?
Well, I
Or
had to redo the whole program in
okay.
Mexico anyway. So what ultimately was my hours here weren't counted. For whatever reason, I couldn't get that my hours accounted for
Mm-hmm.
where I first went to. But I was able to have like my past experience with my work and everything else that I've done as far as abroad.
Mm-hmm.
and be able to revalidate everything, my studies out here, you know.
Okay, out here this way.
Yes.
Okay.
And so moving forward, when this opportunity came about, they're like, hey, you know, you're good at marketing. Yes, you want to be a barber, but we need someone within like your knowledge of
Your skills.
expertise. Yeah, your skills. I mean, you're a people person. You can.
Hmm.
In reality, I thought I was gonna go in there and do like Instagram or other stuff, but
Oh, okay. So when you went into modern beauty, you spoke to someone there about going to school there, or like
well, no, no,
working
no,
there, or
about
like,
working. Yeah.
okay,
So myself and a couple other partners, we all kind of got together like, hey, you know, we're gonna go in and we're gonna try to revitalize, change some things, and you know, in hopes of keep on the tradition growing of Modern
yeah,
Beauty Academy. So we all have our strengths.
yeah,
One of them was good at admin, the other one was good at education. I am good at making friends,
yeah,
of going out, opening
connecting
doors,
with people.
connecting with people.
Yeah.
So as time went on, and this is January 2024, so when I hopped on the team and said, okay, you know, like I'm here.
Okay.
So as I was a little lost at first, because marketing was a little different. It wasn't what I'm used to. My marketing is put me in, you know, throw me in the jungle and I'll come out with friends.
Yeah.
This time it's more social media. COVID had already happened. It's kind of like, you know, it's a whole mixture of things. I mean, it's just
Yeah.
changed a lot.
Yeah.
So what did I do? I started going to meetings. Everybody. So to backtrack a little bit. So a lot of the people that would go party with me in my nightclub days
Mm-hmm.
were already directors. They had careers within the county and other programs.
Okay.
So Modern Beauty already had a slight partnership with the Department of Rehabilitation.
Okay.
And I kind of went with that to open up other doors to say, okay,
Because you knew people.
yes.
Okay.
So then once I saw a good friend of mine from since high school, she was like, hey, guess what? We got these programs. We got money for this. We got money for that. We got money for this. I'm like, man. By this time, I had already learned that I could have started beauty school at 16,
Oh,
you
okay.
know, and as you said, the lack of information, the lack of knowledge of people out in the world.
Now, is that true still? Like you can still be 16
Yeah.
and go to school, beauty
At
school?
the age of 16, if
Okay.
you have, you know, for now, our tuition right now is 20,000.
Okay.
So if someone says, hey, I got money, here's 20,000, I'm 16, I go to day school, and at night I'm going to do night school here. Come on down.
Okay. But you have to be in high school to be able
Uh,
to go.
no,
No,
you just have to be 16.
that's it. Okay.
That's it. But if we're going to promote education in beauty, I'm going to promote education in life as well. And
Yeah.
you know, I want you to get your diploma,
Mm-hmm.
because what happens? You later on want to open up a business, you want to do certain things. If you still don't get that knowledge that you're going to get in high school, you're going to be a little lost.
Yeah.
And I can tell you that I'm one person that had to work twice as hard to get to where I'm at. Not so much because that's just life, but because I didn't educate myself as much when I was younger.
Right.
So the hustle was real. You
Yeah.
had to
Yeah.
just
So
push.
it's a little bit harder.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, if you do the right steps, you get your diploma, you even go out and get a degree.
Mm-hmm.
Then when you're out there trying to find money to open up a shop, you know, try to find grants to see what they're offering,
Mm-hmm.
then you got to read. You got to know business law. You have to, you know, contracts and all that stuff that you get taught at school.
Right. How many hours is it now to, because it's only cosmetology that's available at Modern Beauty, right?
No, we
Oh,
got cosmetology, barbering, we got nail manicuring,
okay.
and then also barber crossover. So
Okay.
for those who already have their Cosmo license and they want to use a straight razor, then they can take an extra
They
200
can go
hours.
back to school and
So
learn barbering.
we'll validate 800 hours of their teaching,
Okay.
and they'll just have to do an extra 200 hours
Okay.
because both Cosmo and barber are 1,000 hours
1,000 hours. Okay.
compared to when
Because
we.
someone asked me that. I was just talking to a client today about how many hours it is for the cosmetology program, and it's 1,000, and it's 20,000 to get started,
Yes.
and that includes your kit. That includes.
Kids, state board registration fee, everything. Some schools don't do it how we do it because they just say, okay, here's your certificate. You pay the 125 to go take your state board, but it's upon you to do it. What happens is this: is that as an institution, they know how many people went through your school, so they know that if out of 100 students, only 80 went to go take the exam, what happens to the other 20?
Right.
So now we take it upon ourselves. No, we want 100 of our 100 students to go
To
take
go.
the exam, at least to go register and do that.
Hmm.
We can't force them to take it, but at least we know that we've covered all those bases.
We registered for them to go. They're ready to go.
Because ultimately, what happens is that also backfires on us and it hurts us.
Yeah.
It hurts our numbers.
Okay.
So, 1,000 kids went in to do the course, and only 800 took the exam.
Once you graduate, where can you go take your exam? Is it online? Is it in LA? Because I remember when I
So,
went to school, I had to go to LA.
yeah, so originally it used to be LA in
Okay.
Glendale, or at least the one we went to was in Glendale. Now, they're satellite sites.
Okay.
So it's called an organization called PSI. So
Mhm.
they'll be the ones that administer the test, but they administer tests for insurance, for life, life insurance, regular insurance, for your like contractor license, for just anything to do with the state, which ultimately Cosmo and Barbara are state
A state
mandated,
license, yeah. Um,
and they're
now,
located here in Ventura. Sorry.
oh, okay, so you could do it here.
Yeah, so what used to be where I'd go spend the night in LA
Yes.
the night
Oh
before,
my
because I'm like,
God.
you have to be there at 8 in the morning, and I'm just like, no,
I'm
I'm not
so
gonna.
stressed. I remember getting a hotel, staying the night before. My stomach was hurting, reading my flashcards, getting ready the next morning. Mine was difficult because I think my driver's license had expired. So I had to go to the DMV in LA, get that renewed,
Yeah.
come back, do the afternoon exam.
Hmm.
Oh my gosh, it was such a mess.
It was horrible,
crazy.
and then
Yeah.
you had to do the practical and the written.
That's what my question was. Like, I heard you guys don't do the practical anymore.
No, no. They
Dang,
took
that's
that out.
good. I mean, that sucks for
Well,
us. We had to do it, but
I mean, it's good because it makes it easier,
yeah,
depending on who the person is, because some
yeah,
people are hands-on and other
yeah,
people are book smart.
yeah,
But it's not good because then at the same time, you're not sure if that person really knows how to do the subject, what
yeah.
they're doing.
But what I remember, like even when we did the practical, we weren't even using real products,
Hmm.
and we weren't even doing current, like using a current equipment and technique anymore. It was like all from the 50s.
And it's ultimately that's why that was one of the reasons why it came to question. Why do we have to continue doing this?
Mm-hmm.
It's not real product. It's not this. It's not that. This isn't,
Yeah.
you know, ultimately what it was taking your state board back then was that you knew how to do the procedure.
Right.
Whether it was blow drying, whether it was putting on the curling rods,
Yeah, the perm rods.
either the perm
Mm-hmm.
rods, and then the curling iron.
Sanitation.
The sanitation has always been key,
Yeah.
and even now, post COVID, even
More.
now it's like
Yeah.
now it's like OSHA level
Yeah.
type stuff. So they're really on top of that. They want to make sure that you're not going to go in there and get a facial and then come out with a big ringworm in your face.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, I was going to ask something about the test. Oh, say you do struggle with taking tests online. Are you able to have someone come in with you and like
So
assist
when you
you?
have to my knowledge, there's been two types of ways you can get that happening. One, you have some type of mental disability, not so much that, oh, you can't do the topic, but you're, different,
Like dyslexia or like,
whether it's dyslexia or a little bit like high-end Asperger's or autism type, um, anything to do with of that nature,
yeah,
or let's say the speech impairment.
yeah,
So even if let's say you're a Mexican and you're still like, I know how to do it all, but the reading is a
the hard
comprehending.
part for
Yes,
you. Yeah,
you do have to have a 10th grade reading level. You
yeah,
do have to at least have there is a bare minimum.
yeah,
Before, if we notice something from the get-go, we got to give you an evaluation exam.
okay.
And that's going to let us know, like, you know
Where
what?
you're at.
Yes. Why? Because even though, let's just say we're playing a numbers game, we just want to get in 1,000 people, it's going to backfire on us if they don't all know how to read to the 10th grade level.
Yeah,
Because then no one's going to pass.
right,
And
right.
that affects our scores
Yeah.
as a school, as an education. And we're a fully accredited beauty college. We have.
What does that mean for someone who like doesn't know?
So let's just say, okay, normally when you like for us, we're part of the Bureau of Post-Secondary Education.
Mm-hmm.
So we are a private school,
Okay.
and this is post-secondary education, meaning after high school
Like
you're
trade.
a
It's like a
trade.
trade.
Yes, like a
Okay.
trade. We're also registered with the Department of Education, and then obviously the Barber and Cosmo State Board. On top of that, there's an agency called NACAS.
Mm-hmm.
NACAS is like, I think it's a National Accreditation Cosmo Science, and don't quote me on it, but I know we call it NACAS.
Okay.
Either way, all four agencies have to be intact.
Okay.
All four agencies have to know if you move left and you tell one, you got to tell all.
Okay.
If you change something, if anything in your curriculum changes, you have to, let everybody know. Because let's just say everybody says, okay, everything's good, and NACAS comes in and says no, then everybody's no.
Okay.
It's pretty much, it's like full on investigative of everything.
Okay. So
So
like
you,
everything's checked. It's a legit
yes,
school. Okay. So there's like
and that's
references you can go to make
correct.
sure that this school
Hmm.
is compliance
Of course.
and will
When,
follow all of the state board
yes.
requirements.
Hmm.
Okay.
So when you go on our website, you'll have all of them, look it up. They'll pretty much go through everything. They have auditors that just kind of overlook it, and does it mention this? Does it mention that? Is it correct? Is it written out correctly?
Yeah.
Even the typo could send you a haywire. If, let's just say, one day the phone doesn't work because we forgot to pay the phone bill,
You're right.
that could ding us as well.
Okay.
So any little thing could cause a ripple effect.
Okay. Back to financial for someone who's like interested in going to your school. You said it was 20,000 to go to it costs 20,000 to get your cosmetology, but what is there anything extra? Like do they have to buy their kit? Is there
So within it's okay. So it's 1,000 hours at
okay.
$18 an hour.
Okay.
So that equals out to 18,000. The rest is split up between your kit, your books, any like all your learning stuff,
How about
including.
your uniform? Do you have to wear uniforms?
Yeah, you get provided one uniform,
Okay.
and obviously you're not going to wear one uniform all week long. So it's your responsibility to to go out and buy more.
Okay.
And it's all black. I mean, ultimately,
It's a smock or
it used to be a smock. We've gone into scrubs
okay,
just
yeah.
because
I
we
like that
want,
look.
yeah,
Yeah.
we want everybody just to look a little bit more professional. We want to
Yeah.
get people ready so that when you're out in the real world, you're not going to go in there in sandals and shorts and
Yeah.
kind
Yeah.
of, you're not
Yeah.
a retired.
And is there financial assistance out there for people, who might need help, who
There
don't
is,
have 20,000 just to come in and start?
and most people don't. I mean,
Yeah.
it's very rare when you get somebody that says, "Here, I got 20.
Yeah.
I'm coming to school. I don't care what you say. Like
You're
this is
right.
it." So mostly this is where my position came into now. What was marketing in 2024, it became community liaison in 2025. Because we came to an agreement and an acknowledgement of saying, hey, you're able to provide, a service to our possible students. They came in, they said, I want to do it. I don't have a diploma, or I got a diploma, but my parents either made too much, but they're not trying to help me out. And FAFSA won't give me more because I don't qualify.
Right.
Now I have to go out there and talk to certain agencies, whether it's, at the EDD,
Mm-hmm.
which is all part of the county program.
Oh,
There's something called the Wiowa Fund,
okay.
and that goes into different smaller agencies,
Okay.
whether it's field of opportunity. So if your mom or dad ever worked in the field or an agriculture packing house, they have certain monies for education.
Oh my gosh.
They have certain funding for OJTs, which is on the job training if you need to find work. They also have, and all this funding, every program has the same help.
Okay.
Some help out with more. There's something called career teams. They're really good about doing their work. Their staff is amazing. The Workforce Development Board, which oversees the whole Iowa program. So it's just kind of like the county has really stepped up to provide funding for people to actually continue working, for
Mm-hmm.
the economy not to shatter.
Right.
Because even through tough times that we're going through now, there's still funding out there, and It's all part of this big grant that they received.
Wow.
So
So
it's
there's a
pretty
lot of help
cool.
out there that you
Hmm.
you personally are looking for too. Like you help them find it.
Well, I help our students, and at this point, anyone. If you come to me and say, "Hey, I want to go to welding school, and I don't know how to do this," you know what? Let me talk to one of my partners, see
Yeah,
if they
because
can
you've
help
already
you out.
made these connections through
Of
the beauty
course,
school.
of course.
Okay. Um, I wrote a lot of questions down because this was such a great topic. Because I feel like this is like a topic that not a lot of people get to talk about, like the
Mhm.
start, where to get started. And a lot of us talk about, or I see like a lot of podcasters talking about already being in the industry. So one of my questions is, what mistakes do students make when it comes to paying for school? Or how can someone financially prepare before enrolling?
That's a tough one. It's a tough one because I mean, a lot of the students that are coming in, they're 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. And I mean, remind yourself of when you were that age. Were you
Hmm.
really prepared? Were you really money savvy? Or at least some of us don't grow up with both parents.
Right.
Some of us may, even if we have both parents, we're not taught, oh, okay, out of 100, spend 20, save 80, or XYZ on what you're going to create that savings plan.
Hmm.
And I've seen it where they come in and like, well, it's because we're depending on the DOR, the Department of Rehabilitation. You know, we get anxiety, we get this. We already talked to them, so they're gonna help us pay.
Okay.
But essentially, we still have to do as myself. I mean, because even though my job is community liaison, if my barber instructor doesn't show up, I'm a licensed barber, so I can go and give theory. You
Okay.
know, we do our separate trainings for being able to teach theory, teach the practical, help them out when they're doing haircuts.
Okay.
Because everybody that works at the school, in some form or way, loves beauty,
Hmm.
has the knowledge, has a license, has that niche for it.
Hmm.
And ultimately, that's what's going to make you better or stand out more being in that world.
Is there anything that they should prepare before enrolling? Like, what should they have with them before coming in to enroll?
They should just be ready to. I mean, they have to, because maturity comes into play here.
Yeah.
Because what happens is you're young,
Hmm.
so essentially you're still coming out of high school. The mentality might sometimes stay there. You don't want to focus on what anyone else is talking about. You want to go
Yes.
in. You want to go in there and not be a part of the crowd. Be yourself. Be
Yeah. Be
there to
focused.
learn.
Yeah.
Focused. Because understand that the 1,000 hours are going to take you to 10 to 12 months, depending on how well you are,
Okay.
how much focus you put into it. A lot of times, a lot of these kids are already cutting hair since 15,
Yeah.
16, or even younger.
Hmm.
So they're coming in with like a little chip on their shoulder.
Hmm.
And at times, although that their blend might be nice,
Hmm.
but the ultimate picture of it on how to go about the sanitation, washing your hands.
Because I was gonna say, why would someone have a chip on their shoulder coming into, like, for an example, because they think they know already what to do, or they
Well, because they're
feel
already cutting their friends at home.
okay.
So they're already cutting their friends at home, and because of Instagram and all this other social media, you know, they might have like the TikTok followers.
Hmm.
So they already have like, I'm already good. Like I already have people following me.
Yeah.
But ultimately, you got to master the art.
I feel like I think that's definitely a maturity mentality,
Hmm.
an immaturity mentality, because I feel like even at 25 years in this industry, I'm still learning
Yeah.
so much. There's
Hmm.
always, and my mom, she's been in the industry
Yeah.
like 50 years, and she still gets excited. She still takes classes. She'll
Hmm.
have my niece who's 24 and she's mastered hair extensions, and she'll come in and she'll teach the stylist here at the
Yeah.
salon. And my mom's just so excited. I mean, you can just never stop learning and be
Exactly.
open.
Hmm.
That would be my advice, is to, if you're someone who has the following, great, that's
Yeah.
awesome, you have a great following, but never let that go to your head, because
Of course.
you have to let yourself be open to learning so much more, because then you could miss out on a really great opportunity
Yeah. No doubt.
that someone can teach you an easier way that you self-taught, like maybe you picked up a bad habit and you're making it difficult for yourself when you could have just done it this one little tweak
Hmm.
that changed everything.
But with
So,
that said, the picking up the bad habits, that's the easiest thing anyone can do in there. And as I said, they come in already at cutting a couple heads.
mhm.
So they already feel that their art is on point.
Yeah.
And it's hard to sometimes get them to understand until it's more of a show and tell.
Yeah.
You really got to, we have an instructor, his name is Michael Valdivia there.
Okay.
He, opens up I'm sorry, I'm going to say kids, but because,
Yeah.
they're younger, it's just
Yeah.
younger years, but these students'
Students.
mind, yes.
Yeah.
So he opens up the student's mind by getting a friend of his, hey, come in, I'm going to do a crazy fade on your head.
Mhm.
Why? Because he's teaching them to expand their mindset.
Yeah.
Not just to say, okay, everybody's going to get a taper or everybody's going to get a mid fade,
Yeah.
or a comb over. It's like there's so much more to the blend, to the
Mhm.
art of cutting,
Yeah.
whether it's with scissors, whether it's with machine. It's just on you to really educate yourself,
Yeah.
to practice and learn. And I told one of my students today, keep doing what you're doing because
Yeah.
every little small creation, as part of my language, as dumb as you might think it is,
Mhm.
that's just opening up your mindset. That's
Yeah.
giving you that creativity that
Mhm.
when you go out there, you're going to be that much more ahead and you're
Mhm.
still always going to learn.
Always. I mean, that's why they have conventions with
Hmm.
classes. I mean, we're
Yeah,
always learning. It's a
always.
nonstop learning. And between each other, like between stylists within your own salon, you could just never learn enough.
Nope.
Never learn enough. Um, what advice, still on the financial part, my last one on this one is, what advice would you give someone who feels like they can't afford to start?
Be patient.
Okay.
Be patient because maybe at this point in time, I mean, let me be more clear. So if you can't get into any of these programs and you still want to go and you want to come to school and you want a payment plan, the beginning point is the $2,000 down payment.
Okay.
Everything else can be done in payments.
Okay.
And and who at that age has $2,000 laying around?
Yeah. Yeah.
Unless you're going to get it gifted or you've really been taught how to save money and you're
Yeah.
just like, and I've had those people. I had a girl recently come in and she's like, I got the 2,000. I know that's what you said. I came a year ago, the whole year I saved. Here's my 2,000. And I was like, man, I want to teach you. Like,
Go
I want to
girl.
be there. And this is the kind of student that I want because
Yeah.
you're working towards it. You're like on it. You're hustling. You're putting yourself to it because ultimately we're all self-employed.
Yeah.
And what happens is you have to have that drive, that hustle,
Yeah.
that want to grow because the more you do that, the more you learn. And the sky's the limit.
Speaking of, oh, what did you say? You said something that just kind of made me think about like, oh, we work for ourselves.
Mm.
Can your cost for school be a write-off on your taxes? Because now you're going independent, right? So can this go into an educational
Oh,
part?
I'm not a CPA.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
can't really say yes or no. I mean,
Yeah.
it's kind of like one of those things where you buy equipment
Yeah.
and it's just the
Because I
devaluation
don't
of it.
remember if I knew that when I first started, but like you're ultimately going into business for yourself.
No, mind you, you can word
Yeah.
it. Hey, this was the cost.
Education.
Yes, this was the cost to get this business open.
Uh-huh.
Part of it was this,
Yeah.
and but remember though, because you're only writing off that year.
Yeah. Okay.
So if you can say I finished this in 10 months,
Mm-hmm.
and in those 2 months before the year, let's say you start January, those 2 months before the year is over, I opened up a business, I did this, I did that. You're throwing in all that cost.
Okay.
I am not a CPA. I'm not an accountant. I don't do taxes.
Okay. That's a good question though
So
for them.
don't quote me on it, but I'm sure that they have a way of adding something to it,
Yeah.
or at
Yeah.
least half of it to say, hey,
Yeah.
this is what my initial investment was, because it is an investment. It's an
Yeah.
investment towards your future. It's an investment towards a business, towards, what you would want to at one point be your legacy.
Yeah. How long does it typically take to finish the program? You said 1,000 hours, but how long does that normally
So
take?
1,000 hours is broken down to, let's just say, our morning class is 9 to 3:30.
Okay. Nine
So
to
that's
three.
about 6.5 hours, I believe.
Okay.
That being said, times on a week, you're doing about 30, like 30 some hours.
Okay.
Times that times 4, it's maybe 120. Let's just say rough number, 120 hours a month. So you'd be down between 9.5, 10 months.
Okay.
It just depends because sometimes something happens.
Are you required to go to school Monday through Friday or Monday through Saturday? Is there
So
like a rule?
yes, so
Okay.
our school days we've switched them. It used to be Tuesday through Saturday, which would be like a shop hours and
Okay.
shop times. Now we just went Monday through Friday.
Okay.
We're an education institution. We try to maintain their we don't want to throw them off that bad.
And I think that in the industry it's changing anyway.
Hmm.
Like people don't really take Mondays off anymore.
Yeah,
Like usually I work Mondays because I'm trying to catch anybody
hmm,
who's closed.
of
So
course.
I'm going to catch all those people who are
Hmm.
closed. And now everyone's catching on to that like, "Oh, well, I'm going to be open Mondays
Yeah, like
too."
all the appointments.
So
Why not?
yeah, so might as well. So, okay, so it's a Monday through Friday.
Hmm.
Could take 9 to 10 months to
Yeah,
finish.
and the reason I even throw 11 to 12 is because our night classes are 5 to 10.
Oh, okay. So you have
So
evening
yes,
classes.
so
So
we
if
do
someone
two
has to
sessions,
work,
of course.
okay.
And then sometimes our night students, they don't stay 5 to 10. They're like 5 to 8:30.
Okay.
And so that prolongs the amount of time you're going to have to be there.
Is there a cutoff? Are you allowed only a certain amount of time to finish your school, or is it 10 months you have to have it done?
So essentially is this: when you register, we already made the math for you and said this is your graduation date, expected graduation date. Things happen. You might take a
Time
leave,
off or
yeah, a leave
whatever,
of
sick leave.
absence, sick leave, all that. You have up to 6 months of off time if you want it.
Hmm.
And if you take the off time, then you're okay. If let's say you you're just not showing up, you're not communicating, July 1st comes up and that should be your expected date and you still have 100 hours to go, you're going to have to pay those 100 hours extra on top
Okay.
of the 20 that you already paid for.
Mm-hmm. The extra hours. Okay.
Mm.
What separates students who succeed from those who don't that you've seen?
Maturity.
Yeah.
Maturity ultimately because it's how you take upon doing it. There's a saying which obviously skills, it's good to have, but work ethic is a lot better.
Yeah.
I mean, if you mix both, and it makes a great conversation.
Yeah.
A great combination. But ultimately, the work ethic will overcome the skills because you could feel you're the best at something,
Yeah.
but you're always procrastinating. You're always like, no, I'll wait out. I'll wait out. I can get it done in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And
I think also, like we were saying before, just staying out of the break room, like stay out
yeah,
of the chisme that's going on at the school because it doesn't really matter. And it's like,
no,
I
well,
feel like my mom, even back when she was in school, when I went to beauty school, she said that was her same advice: stay out of the break room. Like,
mhm,
don't get all caught up in all that. Just focus on your school because it's so easy. Because you are dealing with students that are younger
mhm,
who still have that mentality of high school
yes.
where they get caught up and get clicky, and it's like,
It's just and it's unfortunate, but at the same time, I understand they're still in the age of I need to make friends. This
yeah.
is going to be my stuff, and well, okay, you don't like her, then I don't like her either. I mean, ultimately,
And you don't even remember those people. I don't even remember any of those people from back
yes.
from beauty school. Not one.
Hmm.
Yeah. How do you help students stay accountable?
Communication.
Yeah, speaking
Always
with them.
talk. Always make sure they're okay. Obviously, post COVID, there are some people that stay quiet of their issues or problems or might not want to say when they're having a bad day. It's
Yeah.
our job as an educator to keep an eye on everything and make sure that we stay on top of them. Like, hey, are you doing good? Like, do you need some time off? You want to take a break? Feel free to, communicate that. If you communicate with us, then we will help you succeed. We will
Yeah.
help you move past whatever you're going through. We all have problems.
Yeah.
We all go through things. It's
Yeah.
just how we deal with it, how we go about it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great. I don't feel like we really had that when I went to beauty school. I feel like that makes it different.
It does.
Yeah. Um, Let me see here. I want to ask you some good questions.
Okay.
um, Kind of like a legacy question. What does it mean to you to help someone change their life through beauty school, through this type of education?
It means the world. because it comes to where, as you just stated right now, we didn't have this growing up.
Yeah.
We didn't have someone looking out for us. It was always, you want it, go get it yourself.
Yeah.
So uh,
Just the
be,
patience.
yeah,
Yeah.
being able to provide something and being able to change someone's life to doing something that they love to do that they didn't even think they even had the opportunity
Yeah.
to do. Because best believe, if I would have known at 16 that I could have gone to barber school, I
Yeah.
would have done all my hustle and whatever I had
Energy
to
all
do to,
focused
yes,
to that.
to
Yeah.
focus to that, to
Yeah.
be able to say like this is it, like this is where I'm gonna be at,
Yeah.
and that wasn't the case for me, but that doesn't mean it can't be the case for someone else.
Yeah.
And making that one change in life
Mm-hmm.
can make such a difference, not just to them, but to yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. And that's what I hope that like conversations like this will do for
Hmm.
people. Like someone listening and saying like, I didn't know I could go to school right now. I didn't know
Yeah.
I can go to school
Hmm.
and go to beauty school and
Of course.
or work part-time and go to beauty school. And I didn't know that there was financial aid out there
Yes.
for me to go because I was just talking to my same client this afternoon. She sent me a text message about like, how did you get into this? And I was
Hmm.
like, actually, I'm meeting with someone today on my
Yeah.
podcast and I will ask him all these questions. So
Yeah. No, no. And ultimately, look, as we all know, and so some of these kids lose focus. They
yeah.
lose their energy, the want for growth. They're just kind of like,
Yeah.
And now, I recently had a student who was at one of the local charter schools. He really wanted to cut hair. So
Mhm.
he was doing really bad at school
Mhm.
because he's like, if I can't even do the hair cutting, then what am I doing here?
Yeah.
It's just a waste of time.
Mhm.
But we were able to get him into school. He
Mhm.
was able to do what he loved to do and continue doing good at school as well. So it just motivated him. Like, I want to do better now.
Yeah.
Like, I'm doing what I've always wanted to do, which is cut hair, and I'm also going to get my diploma. But I'm trying my best now. Now I'm really putting my effort to gain something more. And
Yeah.
ultimately, even though they might not see it right now,
Mhm.
we know as adults, we know that like that since we already went through all this,
Yep.
that one day they're going to look back and say, man, thanks to this school, thanks to this guy. It doesn't have to be just me, but it's one of those the BNI chapter might say,
Yeah.
it's one of those givers gain.
Yes. Yes.
Like you're giving out to the world, and at one point, it will all come back in a circle, and whether it benefits the school, it just benefits everybody.
So there's two. So we're in Oxnard, and
Mhm.
your school is located in Oxnard,
Right
right?
at the heart of downtown Oxford.
And there's another school called Lou Ross in
Hmm.
Ventura. What would you say your school sets you apart from like Lou Ross or like Santa Barbara or whatever?
Well, I mean, every school has a curriculum.
Mm-hmm.
Every school essentially runs the similarities
Mm-hmm.
on all aspects. Some of them have instructors per se. I did go to Luras when I first started this journey,
Yeah, my sister went to Lou Ross.
and I got kicked out for being on my phone on a time off.
Oh wow.
So, and it wasn't like I had any issues. I wasn't like a problem child or anything. The guy just had such an ego that he said, "You're going to listen to me because I said so."
Yeah.
A lot of times, some of these students have bad experiences in different schools, whichever the school might be. You know, it's just we try to maintain ourselves and make sure that we communicate. We try to make sure that we're not their friends,
Yeah.
but we're open to hear them out.
Yeah.
We're open to be
To
there
guide them.
to guide them on the right path. And at times it's workable. And then there's some that are just not.
Yeah.
And and even at that, if someone comes to me and says, you know what, this program just doesn't fit with me, and that's okay. It doesn't
Mm-hmm.
have to fit with everybody. Then hey, there's a school in Simi Valley, there's a school in Ventura, there's a school in Santa Barbara, there's some in the Valley. I can help you look for a different school if that's what you choose to,
Yeah.
or they lose the love for it.
That actually brought up something because my niece, when she was looking for, she's a cosmetologist, and I can't remember what school she went to, but she looked at Aveda, she looked at Sebastian,
Paul Mitchell.
Paul Mitchell. So this is my opinion. I think that when it comes to getting your license, those types because you pay way more to
Yeah.
go to like Sebastian or
Name,
Paul
name brand,
Mitchell.
that's just, yeah.
But don't you think that it doesn't really matter? Like, it's better to just go to a school that's more affordable, that'll get you to your hours, that is more like supportive in the way that Modern Beauty is, versus trying to go to like Aveda. You know, when you can go to Aveda later, but just
Yeah,
like, you know, at least just get through your state board
of course.
without having to pay, you know, $80,000, a
80,000.
$100,000
Correct.
when you could pay 20,000 to
Hmm.
do get the same license.
Correct.
And you're not going to get much more educations from what I'm hearing from other students who have graduated
Hmm.
from Aveda or um, Paul Mitchell or whatever.
Hmm.
Not to put them down, you know, because
No,
they're
no,
good.
no.
They're good
Of
companies. They're
course.
good. I'm just saying, like, um, no one's going to ask you, well, where did you graduate
Right.
before I hire you?
Of course.
Nobody cares about that part. They just want to make sure you have a license.
And that's typically what it's gone to now. You
Hmm.
know, back when we went to school, it was the name brand. It was I went to Paul Mitchell. You
Yeah.
know, I did Aveda. I did Marinello. I did, you know, whatever
Yeah.
the name brand was. At this point, it's you're just gonna get your license anyway. So
Yeah.
whether you got it at Aveda, you got it at Marinello, you got it at Modern Beauty, it's a license. The
Yeah.
license is ultimately the goal of it all.
Yeah. And then later you can go
Mhm.
to Aveda and take extra classes or go to Paul
Yeah.
Mitchell
Eh,
and get extra education.
mhm.
Excuse me. Or I think that's when you can like add on to
But you know
your
what's,
skill.
I mean, and then that's the thing. The continuing your education could be at one of those academies, or just could be with someone who is even. I mean, I've seen some past students.
Hmm.
They've gone to a hair show in Mexico City
Hmm.
with a Colombian guy that was just a master of doing platinum hair, like white, and just had the skills and the stuff to do it. So it's just furthering your education.
Always.
You know, being able to know that there's something new out there that someone else came up with,
Yeah.
which is hence like earlier I told you about my student that's practicing trial and error and different things, and I'm
Yeah.
like, this is how you learn.
Yeah.
This is how you find your niche. You know, this
Hmm.
is what you see. Man, I'm really good at this. This is
Yeah.
kind of like I can not just do this at the hair salon. I mean, I'm going to know how to do it all,
Yeah.
but ultimately this could be like the it thing where they come and see me.
I think that's the great thing about having your cosmetology license because I only have my esthetician
Hmm.
license. And when you're in the salon, you have, in order to like say if my mom needed my help assisting,
Mm.
I can't help her. I
Yeah.
can't help her shampoo a client. I can't help her, you know, blow out her client's hair because if state board walks in, they want to see my
Oh
license and
yeah.
I only have an esthetician license.
Nope.
We're getting a ticket.
Yep.
So, um, so I think it's great to have your Cosmo license because then you can do all kinds of parts in the
Of
salon.
course.
Because
Of
in the
course.
salon, you have to have a license.
Now, ultimately, if you let's just say you wanted to at one point get your Cosmo license, there are apprentice programs now. Back
Oh,
in the
okay.
'90s, a teacher by the name of Miss Gracie, who we
Hmm.
actually worked with a side of the school,
Okay.
not through the school, but you know we have a relationship with her. One of the
Yeah.
relationships that we created. She opened up an apprentice school in town as well, and it gives out opportunities for those who already want to be
Here
at.
in Oxnard?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
You know, and like I said, it's not has nothing to do with modern beauty, but
Okay.
we have the relationship that when sometimes
Yeah.
our program doesn't work, guess what? That program
Yeah.
might. And as long as you have your mother, let's say your mother is a licensed cosmetologist, so you could be an apprentice under your mom.
Hmm.
So now when she's here and she's asking you for help, guess what? You're protected because you got an apprentice license
Hmm.
to do hair, to do
Oh, that's
makeup, to do.
interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So ultimately, I mean, there's a way to continue and further your education as we just
Yeah.
spoke about to move
The
forward.
the avenue that I'm kind of been exploring and thinking about is also teaching, like teaching Korean lash lift, teaching
Mhm.
Brazilian waxing, teaching brow lamination.
Mhm.
So that's something I want to explore more, and even like opening it up to students. So I don't
Yeah.
know how that works, but like that's something that.
I mean, there's a lot of people that say, I know how to do this. You know, I've seen people doing like the Japanese head spa,
Oh yeah, yeah.
you
Okay.
know, teaching that, teaching different things. The only thing is that sometimes the message comes out different. Let's say if you don't know anything about the beauty world and you're just interested in that, you might see that someone's offering a course, they're charging 300, 400, 500 bucks. And yes, they give you a certificate like we taught you, you know, 36 hours of how to do this.
Right.
But that was just a certificate.
You can't use that in a
You can't use
salon.
it in the
Right.
salon. Now, if you already had an esthetician or a cosmetology license, then that's an extra added bonus.
Now you can go back to your salon and
Yes.
use it.
Yes.
Yeah. That's kind of what I wanted to make clear too. Because I know like a lot of people do teach classes
Mm-hmm.
to people who don't have a license,
Yeah.
which I feel like unless you're going to beauty school, then there's no value to it because you can't go to you can't go to a salon and do what you just learned without a license.
So and that goes into, I guess it's in each and everyone's point of view,
Okay.
whatever they see or however they feel.
Right.
Because now they say, okay, yes, I'm not licensed, but they taught me how to put on acrylic. They taught me how to do gel nails.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially, originally when that came about was, let me teach you how to do it on yourself. So that way, if you don't have the time to go to the nail shop, then you can get that done.
Sure.
But they start working on, hey, well, I learned how to do this. So they'll tell their friends, their cousins,
Okay.
their neighbors, and they do it under the table
at home or whatever.
At home.
Yeah, at home studios. I do feel like there's a place for that. Like
Correct.
to like see if you like it. See if it's something that you can continue doing.
Yeah.
Not that I'm saying that this is legal and you should do that,
No,
but
of course
I'm
not.
just saying like it's a good opportunity to figure out if this is something that you actually want to invest $20,000 into.
Yes.
To see if you even like it.
Exactly. So, if you have that passion to drive you forward, but moving on to what I was just saying right now.
Yeah.
On that end, they'll teach you how to put it on, but they don't teach you the cleanliness.
They don't teach you sanitation.
Correct.
Which is the most important, especially when you're doing with mass people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because remember, ultimately, we're like doctors in this.
Yeah, you're using tools that are touching skin and sometimes fluid. So yeah. What kind of legacy are you building through your work?
I last year in 2025, I was recognized with a award for literacy and education and promoting that forward, because ultimately I want people to learn more. I want people to have opportunities that I didn't have, or that we all have now, but there's still people out there that don't know that the resources are there.
Yeah.
Hence why my job, I feel it's so important to say I can be a good resource.
Yeah.
Not just for business people, but also for the day-to-day, everyday Joe that's walking down the street. There's people who've in and out of jail, who've been lost, who get lost in a system that really doesn't work to help them out.
Yeah.
And it becomes that because the lack of knowledge of the resources and stuff that's out there for them.
Yeah.
I was one of them at one point. So being part of that gives me that drive to say, like, I want to make sure that at one point, I have a daughter.
Yeah.
And I want her to understand that, we give without wanting to get back. And we do it out of the kindness of our heart because it's just part of us. It's part of humanity.
Yeah.
You want to show, in such a different world now, that humanity is still out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And part of that, it's to help people grow.
Mm-hmm.
That growth will ultimately be one of those things that you help somebody, and hopefully one day they help somebody else.
Yeah.
And that just starts that chain reaction of being able to, create something different.
Yeah. That's wonderful. I love that. Okay. I'm trying to think of, let's see here. What's the biggest misconception about beauty school?
That you're going to go in there and already know how to use everything just right off the bat.
Yeah.
People, there's a freshman room.
Mm-hmm.
That freshman room is for the first 250 hours.
Yeah.
People want to go in there and say, I can cut already. I already know how to use the machine. My cousin let me borrow my this, my that. I already been doing this since I was in junior high.
Yeah.
But ultimately, you got to learn from point A to point Z. You can't run before you learn how to walk.
Yeah.
You can't walk before you learn how to crawl.
Right.
It's everything has a step. Mm-hmm. And if you take the time to really put that effort into it, by the time you get to running, you're a master sprinter.
Yeah.
Now you're going to be doing marathons around everybody.
Yeah.
Compared to coming in and maybe you get lucky a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
And out of nowhere, it's like, oh man, I messed up that haircut. What happened? I thought I could do it.
Yeah.
Like,
It's humbling.
Correct. It's a very humbling moment.
What's the funniest or most memorable student moment?
Man, there's okay. So when you define funny, I gotta make sure I'm careful with what I
Okay.
bust out with, because
Yeah.
there's different points and different times, and I mean it's one of those things
Or
where
interesting.
so let's just say there was a student one. So the chapter was about so as they, let's say Monday through Thursday they do the theory, and that week was shaving. So by Friday, this kid said, "Look, I went up and down the balloon, eyes closed, razor on, sharp. The balloon was still there. I'm perfect at this. You know, there's no one better than me."
Ay, ay, ay.
First
This is
client,
scaring me already.
first client comes up and he's already like, "Come here, sir." Comes in, drapes some, gets him
Oh my
ready.
God.
So sometimes because we get so caught up in ourselves, and it
Yeah.
even happened to me the first time I took my state board exam that I failed. It's like, just goes there and,
Oh my God.
because before you even start any procedure,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's hair, whether it's facials, whether it's, even a razor,
Mm-hmm.
you got to check the skin. You got to make sure that where you're cutting at and everything is clean.
Mm-hmm.
And there's nothing in between, because if you just go in there and well, the guy just happened to have a pimple that was hiding in between that,
The hairs.
and so he just cut that pimple off.
Oh my Lord.
And I was like, oh man, like he was so.
Major extractions.
Now, for me, I mean, at the time I laughed, but I laughed because it's happened to me as well.
Yeah.
So what happens is he's freaking out. Oh my God, I killed this guy. I don't know, he's bleeding, and it's just like, no, don't worry. There's a powder here, come here. And I mean, you do your first aid and whatnot.
Yeah.
But it was a good learning experience.
Yeah.
And as I tell all my students, oh, this is all learning. This will help you build the character you need to be successful.
And now you know.
And now you know.
Yeah.
You slow down a little bit. This is why the 250 hours are very important, because they will teach you. You have to learn. You have to pay attention to when you're going to shave someone or something, whether it's shave the head, shave anything else. You got to make sure you feel and you touch. When I say we're like doctors, at one point, your barber was your surgeon. The person who was cutting you.
That's true. I remember that. Yes.
So,
I remember hearing about that.
We are one of the only professions that will still, like a doctor, touch someone else's body. And so we have to be very careful with what we do. And this is why sanitation and hygiene is so important.
Yeah. What's one thing every student should know before day one?
Breathe.
Yeah.
Just breathe. I mean, it's breathe and take it in as it comes. There's no right or wrong way of coming out about it other than controlling yourself.
Yeah.
Because I've seen students come in scared.
Yeah.
They look like they just went into kindergarten and they're just looking for, like, where's my mom at? I need to get out. Ultimately because they don't know what to expect.
Yeah.
And no one really does.
Yeah.
But that's why you got to just go in and breathe and, okay. Yeah. Like in high school or like in grade school, you'll have the one student that's trying to be funny. You'll have the one student that's an overachiever. You'll have a student that really hates on everybody else.
Yeah.
But it's just ultimately, as I said it before, just focus on you. Focus on you. You're there to work. You're there to get this done. You're there to get your certificate, to be able to have an opportunity to go get your state license, and ultimately
go to work.
Yes, go to work.
Yeah.
This is going to be your life.
And do what you're passionate about.
Of course.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. What I was going to say about that, there was something I was going to mention about that you just said right now. It'll come back to me. But yeah, you are scared when you first go in there because you don't know what to expect. And I think that if you just let all that go, worried about anyone judging you, just don't even think about that. No one really cares either because they're all worried about themselves too.
Of course. I mean, shoot, when the first time I went into barber school, I got put in a little 10 by 8 room
Yeah.
with with 8 other students, some females, some males,
Yeah.
and it was like, oh man. And like I said, you have the confident person, you have the person that this.
Yeah.
I just kind of I'm confident in itself,
Yeah,
but
sure.
I pulled back a little bit because
Sure.
I'm still trying to grab a feel of what's out there, what's it's
What am I
oozing.
getting myself into?
Yes,
Yeah.
and it's just you got to be humble,
Yeah.
not just in life, but within yourself.
Yeah. What would you say to someone sitting at home right now, scared to start?
Look at it as, is this something that really gives you passion? Is this something you have passion for? Because remember, if you do what you love, you never work a day in your life.
Yeah.
It's not something where you're not going to go in there and clock in and start making $17 an hour.
Yeah.
It has to be within you to want to like to cut hair,
Mhm.
to dye hair,
Mhm.
to be able to, let's just say, do a facial, do
Mhm.
nails, anything to do in the beauty. I mean, and ultimately, I want to look at it in the whole beauty world aspect,
Mhm.
not just for barbering for me. Because for me, I was excited when I started to learn, and one of my first lessons was, wow, we're barbers. We get to bleach hair. Oh
Mhm.
my goodness. I got friends. I got some girls that could let me borrow themselves to just,
Yeah.
do all this,
Yeah.
especially if I'm going to do it for free.
Mhm.
It was a fun run
Mhm.
until, as I said, my confidence got the best of me.
Mhm.
And I remember a friend of mine, a good friend of mine, we're still friends. But at the time, she had a bleached hair and she said, "Hey, give me a touch up." Well, I decided to bleach the whole thing all over
Oh
again.
shoot. Oh no.
So when I was pulling off
The
the foil
foils.
paper, if her hair was 20 inches long, it was like 30 by the time I was pulling it out.
Oh no.
And I was like, oh my goodness. I talked to my instructor, like, hey, what do I do? Dude, go get that argan oil bottle and just kind of dump it in her head and just wash it down. And
Oh shoot.
it was
And pray to
horrible.
the gods, the
Now,
hair gods.
now for that day at that moment, even after blow drying and everything, it looked beautiful.
Yeah.
But days down the way, she was like, dude, what did you do to my hair? It's falling off.
Yeah.
I just overprocessed it,
Yeah.
and it happens. I
And you
mean, this
learn.
is this is part of the learning process. Um, so it's just one of those things that you have to go through it
Yeah.
to know
You
what,
can do it. You can
yeah,
do it.
like you can do it. You got this. You
Yeah.
just gotta cheer yourself on,
Yeah.
so everybody could kind of cheer you on as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah. Go into modern beauty.
Yes.
Go talk to Victor. He will
Hmm.
guide you. Don't be scared. You can
Yeah.
do this.
There's a whole staff there. It's not just
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
We have Calvin Harrison. He's the owner. He's
Okay.
the top of the food chain.
Yeah.
We got Angelica Garcia. She's the director of education. She's the one that, I mean, she's a main part of the school within getting all the course studies, getting everything in order, just putting pieces together left to right. You have me as well, helping them out to some of their stuff,
Mhm.
but also with my abilities of being able to get resources. Even as a student, once you become a student at Modern Beauty,
Yeah.
you'll have me to be a liaison for you,
Mhm.
whether you want to open up a shop, connect you to women's
Your
economic ventures or
Mhm.
any other program of that type to
Mhm.
help you get some grant funding
Yeah.
to open up a shop or to work somewhere or to do something,
Mhm.
to be like your connection to the world.
Yeah.
You have Monica, who she's amazing. She's at the front. She covers in the back right now. Um, Anna, Anna is our financial advisor,
Mhm.
and she's amazing with being able to communicate. As far as I've made the connection with the WIOA, DOR, and all these other stuff, or I maintain them. Let me correct myself. I maintain those connections. She also helps a lot on the back end by answering emails, sending invoices, getting
Yeah.
all these things going. So there's no I in team.
Right.
We all put our little grain of salt into the mix.
Yeah.
Most recently we acquired another Cecilia Jaime. She helps us out a lot too with acquisitions and being able to. She helps me out a lot with going to the high schools.
Oh, wow.
Presenting and being able to. And she's also a licensed Cosmo, so she does lashes. She does a little bit of it all as well.
Yeah.
And like I said, we all have the knowledge. We're all licensed. We're all within already the beauty world. whether it's Sonia, teaching our new incoming students how to do nail manicuring,
Mm-hmm.
with amazing lesson plans that she puts together. Michael Valdivia does our theory for barbers, and being able to know, he's been doing barbering for 30 plus years.
Wow,
So
wonderful.
the knowledge and stuff behind it. And
Mm-hmm.
then we even have Wendy Thompson, who runs our freshman Cosmo side,
Mm-hmm.
which has not just the experience of being a Cosmo, but also the knowledge of products. She has, good shears that she also sells on the side as a side business.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but having all this little knowledge will help you guide the student the right way.
That's wonderful. You have all this knowledge that's helping you throughout your whole education, people
Hmm.
that have experience with the industry, not just with teaching, but working actually in salons and
Hmm.
actually using products and can guide you. That's wonderful. That's really
Yeah.
wonderful.
I mean, it's amazing work, and as I said, we all work as a team. There
Yeah.
is no I in team. Everything is put in the right place because we all have our duties.
Yeah.
And the good thing is that we all have a little bit of knowledge, as far as like the people in the office, myself, Angelica, and everybody else that works with us. We have a little bit of knowledge of what everybody does. So if someone does drop the ball, not intentionally, but just happens,
Yeah.
we can help there
Just
and pick
guide
it
each
up.
other's backs.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we have each other's back. We can move forward. We can continue to push in the right path.
That's awesome.
Even our night instructor,
Do you guys also help with, sorry,
no, it's okay.
but do you guys also help with finding jobs for others, for students when
Correct.
they, yeah.
So most of the students that come in already have a friend that works at a shop that they're going to go work at.
Mm-hmm.
Those who don't, who just like, maybe I go to Perfect Cuts, maybe I go
Mm-hmm.
to hair clips or sports clips. I'm sorry. There's people, and mind you, and it's in every industry. There's barbers out there that were meant to own a shop.
Yeah.
There's barbers out there that were meant that love just renting the chair and saying, I don't have the responsibilities of getting all this insurance or anything else stuff. They have it all covered.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's barbers that say, you know what, or Cosmo, or anyone that just say, I want to work at Sports Clip. I want to work at somewhere where they're going to pay me hourly commission, but I have a guaranteed job and I work, these many hours a day and I'm good.
Yeah.
It's like that in every business aspect.
Yeah.
But coming to us, we try to help them open up their mind. I tell every student, you want to create your own brand. If it's something that, is built within you to say, I want to be my own person,
Yeah.
then think of a brand. Think of what you do. Think of what your an expertise. Per se, the student that I spoke about earlier, she loves. She's a big fan of the 1950 hairdos.
She's like a retro.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So she just showed me her card recently. She's like, dude, I created a card. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, she didn't say dude, but so she was like, hey, she was so excited. Like, I just created a card, and it was a Betty Boop logo. It was just,
Cute.
a little bit of everything. I'm just like, man, you're just like the little Edward Scissorhands of it all,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
and that's a style of cut that she likes to do.
Yeah.
That's what she wears, and I told her, you're your own business card.
Yeah.
I walk around with a good haircut, or at least I think I gave myself a good haircut. But when people compliment me and say, hey, man, where'd you get that nice fade at? I did it myself.
Yeah.
You need one? I can give you one as well.
Yeah.
I mean, this is part of the growth within the industry. You really have to speak.
And so Modern Beauty offers that too, is like that kind of support of like guiding
Yes.
of how to market yourself, how to promote yourself.
Correct. So we offer it. Not a lot of them take it because a lot of them already come with friends. Oh, I already got a friend that does this. I got a friend that does that.
Yeah.
Okay, but if you want to, we can get you there.
Yeah.
We can also provide that for you.
Yeah.
I just want to
connection.
I want to cover all the bases and say, hey,
Yeah.
we're out there. I really try to focus a lot. I mean, I have a big sales background,
Mm-hmm.
and I learned a lot. I
So
educated myself within all that.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the main things I try to tell them is like, hey, if you don't greet, you don't eat.
Right.
So everybody you talk to, you carry a card.
They're a client.
If you're a
potential
student,
client.
if you see someone with a bad haircut, hey, come here.
Yeah.
I'm a student. Come to the school. I got you. I'll hook you up.
You were gonna speak about, before I interrupted you, the nighttime instructors. I don't want to forget to give them a shout out too.
So we have a nice nighttime instructor. His name's Evan.
Yeah.
And Melatonin. Melatonin covers our front desk, but he's also a licensed barber.
Yeah.
And Evan is the one that's out there as well, giving some support to these students to be able to help out. We have a new one that came in. She's doing our Cosmos because we didn't do Cosmos that night for the longest time because
Oh,
we were lacking the cosmetology at night. But now we have someone, which is our instructor Mireya, her daughter, who's also in the business.
hmm,
She's coming in to do our night classes, to
okay.
do that part. And I mean, like I said, we're
Wow.
just trying to put these pieces together in the right place to make this grow more, grow further. Originally, the original owner, I think his name was Dwayne Davis.
Hmm.
He was the original owner of Modern Beauty Academy. He's had it since 1996, I believe.
Oh, wow.
You know, when he passed away in 2019, his wife took over, and you know now obviously it's like we're evolving into a whole new world.
Okay. What a team. What a great team you have.
We try.
Yeah. Well, Victor, thank you so much for being here today and sharing all of this. I think that what you do is important
Mhm.
because you're helping people take their first step. And that step can change everything. You're giving people access to guidance and the confidence to move forward. And that's something that truly matters.
Yeah.
And I'm really grateful you took the time to come on and share your knowledge with all of us.
Well,
Um,
thank you for having me on your lovely show. I mean, thank you for all the great questions. I
yeah,
mean, you've been around this all your life, so
grew
it's
up
just,
in it.
you know,
Yep,
it's all up your niche, and it's kind of like, you know, you have the same passion for it as I do.
I do. I love it. I can tell you you love it too. I always ask our guests to give like a quote or a saying or something at the end that you'd like to share. Or
You know what? There was a good friend of mine, Ernie Franco. He recently made. Uh,
oops, sorry.
no, it's okay.
That's what I get. Sorry.
He created my business cards for my consulting side. It's a little side gig I have,
Uh huh.
but he put a good saying, you know, and that saying, I took out the card because I haven't learned it correctly yet,
Okay.
but it's not about ideas. It's about making ideas happen. You know, and ultimately, and whether it's in life, whether it's in the beauty side or any other business, I mean, we all our mind runs 1,000 hours,
Oh my gosh. Yes.
miles an hour. And those ideas, you know, it's like they're there,
Right.
but we got to make those ideas happen. We got to push forward. We got to move.
Gotta take
You know,
action.
yes. So the hardest thing to do anything,
Yeah.
and including in our beauty world, is to take that first step. Walk into the school, ask a question. There's no wrong question.
Love it. Say that one more time. That quote because I think that's good.
It's by Scott Belsky,
Okay.
but I was brought to it by my good friend Ernie,
Okay.
and it says it's not about ideas, it's about making ideas happen.
I love it. I love it. Thank you
Yeah.
so much. Thank
No,
you for
thank
being
you.
on Legacy Behind the Talent, and I appreciate
Yes.
you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.